Hopefully this is going. Welcome to another stream. Let's see. Just need to share here. There it is. Okay. Hey, Neil. Doing another Mitch Leeuwe today to go with the shark and the fish. They've been so much fun that I want to kind of keep it going. All right, one more. Okay, housekeeping out of the way. I wish I could share them early, but it takes a minute, so. Okay, I think we are good. So how's everybody doing today? Hopefully doing pretty good. All right, might as well start with the color, right? Anyway, this will be interesting. A lot of legs. So we'll see how that goes. Hey George. Hey me, how's it going? So I was just eating a little bit of bread before I started this, so I got some in my teeth a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's start this out. This is interesting because he doesn't really have a regular head shape. It's just kind of this elongated thing. Okay. Trying not to make this look phallic. Here, let's start with the back part first. Hey Gambit, how's it going? All right. Oh, better turn off that spotlight projection. Gets you every time. All right, my kids said this looks like a lot like Octodad, which I guess it kind of does. That was a interesting concept for a game, if you guys have ever played that. You kind of control its legs, but only two, like, groupings of legs, and you try and go. Bob, can't see the stream on YouTube? Huh. There's other people that are commenting from YouTube, so George and guys, if you are on YouTube, can you verify that it's working over there? Maybe restart your browser, something. Not sure what's going on there. Thanks for letting me know. It's working? Okay. Awesome. Thanks for the feedback. I'm not sure what's up, Bob. Got these little, I don't know if they're breather tubes or what exactly these things are. Hey, Tom, how's it going, man? So one of my students the other day asked me about scaling and mirroring across symmetry. So since I have these these breather tubes up and going, I just wanted to take the opportunity to teach you guys about it, in case you didn't know. But there is this little button over here called local symmetry. If it's not on your user interface, you can find it under transform, right there. Whoop. Right there, local symmetry. So you can find that, and what that does is, if it's turned off and you try and scale, it's going to scale across the center line, right? But if you turn on local symmetry, it's going to scale on itself. So that's something to look for. Also, if you're wanting to mirror across the center, okay, I'll turn on the floor so you can see it. If you're wanting to mirror, say this jet propulsion breather tube across the center, if I have local symmetry turned off and I do here, let's clear this out. Here, let me split these off just so you can see what it does. Split unmask points. Okay, so let's see if it's going to do it. I'm going to delete this side. Whoops. Delete this side. Okay. I'll delete hidden. Okay, so see how we have one? If I do, I'll just solo this. So if I do a mirror and weld right now, well, why did it do that? Local symmetry is off. I'm not sure. Usually, oh, because the gizmo's over here. Okay. Nope. No, it's not wanting to do it. Usually it mirrors on itself, which I don't know why it's giving me this result. That's not what I want. Weird. Huh. I'm not sure if anybody knows why it's doing that. Hey, Senna, how's it going? All right. Well, forget it. But usually you want local symmetry turned off when you mirror something across the center. That way it'll mirror across the world. I'm not sure. Did I accident? Let me try it one more time. Okay, local symmetry, mirror and weld. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, I was just being a dummy. So see that? See how it's mirroring across itself? That's with local symmetry turned on. So usually you'll want it to be off when you do mirror and weld. So then it'll go across the world axis, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's merge this down. All right. Hey, Peter, it's going well, thanks. Come on, skip it. I need to ask Paul why they decided to turn lazy mouse on masking. That's new and I'm not a fan. I don't know why that's on there now. Okay, I'm gonna make this really thin. Jet tubes. Oh, yeah, dragon books. Yep. Okay, so I want to see these caps. I want to get these caps in their own poly groups. So I use this group by normals. What that'll do is that will put anything past a 45-degree angle in its own angle. So now, but it doesn't work symmetrically. See how it's asymmetric colors? So I can just do another mirror and weld, and whoa, goodness. Okay, yikes. Let's try to duplicate that and see if we can get it to mirror and weld. Nope. Something got messed up when I merged those together. So let me see here. I'm going to do a mirror. Okay. So sometimes it'll do that. Hey, Lord Luigi, how's it going? So for something like Tentacles, is there a difference between doing it this way versus using Z-spheres? Well, I haven't started the Tentacles yet. So I'm just doing the the breather tube things on the sides right here. So I have a few options when it comes to the tentacles. So I'm actually still trying to think about what method I want to use. Z-spheres is an option. An extruded sphere with curve modifier, that might be the way I go. That's an option. So there's a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of different ways you can do it. Okay, so let's see. Now I have this going. Delete this one. Okay, so now we have it mirror and welded. Please use the live boolean on the... he doesn't have a nose. What are you talking about? Okay. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay. Let's go, let's make these eyeballs. I gotta reset that. The insert multi-mesh will it will draw on the last known location of the gizmo. So you have to reset that every once in a while. Hey Anastasia, might be fun to try a few ways on different ones. Yeah, I could do that. Okay. These eyes are hilarious. I'm gonna go back though. I want to tilt them just a little bit this way. Oh, these, yeah, I guess these are like, I guess you could call them a nose, as breather tubes. Yeah, I was just gonna, I was gonna do something just kind of simple with those rather than live boolean. I was going to, I was just going to extrude them. Here, I'll show you what I was gonna do. So insert an edge like this, just down close to here. And then just scale this down about as thick as those tubes would be. And then just extrude it in. That's easier. So extrude, polygroup all, and just push it up in there. There we go. Now, I want to add some support loops. Like this, and like this. Maybe one in the middle. And then clear off the creases. Breather tubes. Because sometimes live boolean, as much as I love it, it will slow things down for me. So sometimes I choose to do it differently. Derpy line of animals. Thanks. Yeah, I wanted to make this one like, you know, because it's part of that derpy line. They are, yeah, I love them a lot. They're fun. Okay. Get this to connect up in here. Just kind of blend better. There we go. Okay, now we can get some of these, get these eyes in there. Oops. Need to fill this with the color first. Okay, I was just going to grab that eye color because when you do an insert multi-mesh, it will use whatever color you have currently active. So here, let's split this off. Me, no. It's an octopus. Come on. I do have a story about that, though. One time I was given a demo at it's this thing called this convention called CTN, or Creative Talent Network. And I was doing a live demo on a Mac, and I was making a giraffe head, right? And so it's got these two jaw kind of things and this big long snout with this nose on the end. Didn't look good, and I was in front of a whole bunch of people, and I was fumbling because I was on a Mac and I didn't know the hotkeys, and I had to ask my friend that was sitting there watching me, like, what do I push to fix this? That was probably one of my most embarrassing demos I've had to do. While people in the audience were giggling, you know, like it's some middle school. Oh goodness, that was a good time. Yep. Okay. So that's another thing is if you have a mask on and working and you have topological turned on, that's kind of two south poles of a magnet working together. They're not going to work together. So if you have a mask, you're going to want to turn topological off, because topological is masking and this is masking, so it's not going to work. So if I want to grab this object through the other objects and topological is turned on, you can see I can't grab it. It won't work. See, I'm trying to grab it. But if I turn this off, then I can reach way, you know, through this model and push it up from clear back here. Okay, I want to make this part much larger. There we go. Well, even bigger. Let's go bigger. It's funny. That thing is funny, that head bag. And of course, do you have any content on rigging for characters too, or thinking about something like that for later content? No, I don't, and I'm not really thinking about it too much because there's, I hate to say it, but there's no money in it. There's not enough people wanting to learn rigging to make it worth my while. My friend Kevin, I don't know why I said it like that. My friend Kevin, he rigged all the characters for Animation Mentor, and he made a course on rigging, a phenomenal course, and it didn't do well at all. And so I kind of learned my lesson from that. Yeah, even though there's tons of jobs in rigging, nobody wants to do it. that's kind of how I got my first job at Avalanche, was rigging. I rigged Narnia characters for a Game Boy game. Yeah, I love auto rigging. Like, yeah, one of my favorites is character animation toolkit inside of 3D Studio Max and Softimage. Even though XSI Softimage isn't around anymore, that was my favorite rigging tool. It was very, very artist friendly and very visual. And it's still around, but I don't know why that thing didn't take off. I don't know why more people don't use it, because it's phenomenal. And what's cool too is you could when you're laying out the bones, you know, like when you normally lay out bones for rigging, there are these little geometric triangles, right? And you put them inside your model. And in Character Animation Toolkit, it's CAT for short. Inside of CAT, your bones are boxes, right? So from like your wrist to your elbow, that's a elongated box. And then from your elbow to your shoulder, that's another box. And it comes with the rig. The rig is already pre-built into this appendage, and you can just select how many fingers you want. And it had a spine, like 2 boxes, one that could represent the chest and one that could represent the pelvis. And it had a built-in spine rig already built in. And I love that thing. And you could replace the boxes with geometry. So you could, like, so I would rig this character, and I would replace the box with, I would cut up the model, I would split it from its wrist to its elbow, and then I'd have this low poly piece, and I would use that low poly mesh and replace the box with it. And so then the character became the rig instead of all these little handles everywhere. You could just grab the hand or grab the arm and just move it around, instead of like grabbing this weird ring handle off in space that didn't make any sense. So that's why I'm like, why doesn't Maya adapt that, or anything else for that matter? Because, you know, Autodesk rules them all, or owns them all. So you'd think they would borrow from themselves. And yeah, it's very animator friendly. In fact, they had you could retarget animations from one character to the other. Like if you had a small dwarfish character or a really tall character, you could take the motion and retarget it. And it had these steps, and you could like make him walk and climb and do all this other stuff like automagically. I'm just like, why aren't people using this? So, and it was so, sorry, you're getting me off top. I'm all excited about it because I rigged a face hugger from Aliens. I worked on this Gearbox game, some Aliens game, and I had to rig a face hugger with all the legs and the big scorpion-like tail and all of that. And I just used CAT, and I would just it was super easy to rig and really fun to animate. And all the little feet, yeah, it works really well. It's all built in. So I animated it hopping on this marine's face, and that was good times. Good times. It was fun. Anyway, CAT, Character Animation Toolkit. That was the thing. It's awesome. Check it out. If I could use CAT on every project, then I totally would be more interested in rigging, because it's so visual and so user-friendly. But they don't. They decide to do other things with auto rigging, but it all looks the same. It all is, it's those dumb looking joints with those dumb looking handles. It's functional, but I mean, I've been doing this for like over 22 years, and rigging, other than Character Animation Toolkit, rigging hasn't changed. It's the same. Same. Okay, so let's see here. I don't even think they're up anymore. He made them way back in the day, so I don't think they're around anymore. I'm trying to think of how you'd even find them if they were up. Okay, so let's make a single one of these tentacles. Yeah, lots of Python and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not a programmer. I'm an artist. Shouldn't be that technical. Okay. Let's save this. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Where does the pipeline of game and animation? Are you talking about like games versus television and film? Well, the high resolution character is the same in both. So high resolution, same. Until you get to the let's make this an animation or a game, and they're getting closer to each other. But with film, you build for subdivisions. So because you can subdivide and then render that mesh subdivided. In games typically do not support subdivisions because it's too heavy on the engine. It's like rendering versus not. And also games typically don't support UDIMs. They support normal maps. And sometimes the lighting is baked into the maps and things like that. Sometimes they're hand painted. In film, it's like you have UDIMs and you have displacement maps and you have subdivision surfaces. So that's the main differences. And UDIMs are just, you cut your UVs up a little bit differently because you can have more space for your textures. And also there's that Disney based, I'm trying to remember what it's called, but there's the Disney based UV stuff where you don't have to have UVs, and that's not supported in game engines either. Do you think UE5 will really make a big difference in closing the gap even further with sort of? Yeah, PTEX, thanks. Yeah, kind of, but even with UE5 you're still not going to get subdivision surfaces. You can probably use displacement maps, but I don't see that happening. So I see UE5 being used for viz dev, so visual development, trying to block out the shots really quickly, and that the film studios will utilize it because they can see their shots much quicker, and but game engines still can't handle the final renders, if that makes sense. Okay. Dude, I'm answering questions. Be patient. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. So maybe I'm gonna make these about this long. Okay, and I want them thinner where they connect. Let's turn this down. Okay, so this is what the geometry for this looks like, and so this is the coolest thing ever is this new Move Infinite Depth with AccuCurve turned on. And I can get these really nice peaks, these sharp points. Yeah, Nightbot's telling us to sign up for the ZBrush Summit Sculpt Off when it's coming. So if you want to sign up, there's the link. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it again this year, most likely. I have a lot of fun with it. Okay, so I'm going to, and this guy's going much quicker than I thought he would, so it'll give me more time to polish, I think. Oops, I'm just hiding these groups, or these poly loops, so I can stick these in a different group. Here, let's go like this. There we go. Where can you get my brushes? You can get them at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. So this right above me right here, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And then just kind of scroll down till you see a blue window. Here, I'll show you really quick. So this is my website. And I do teach an online course if you want to check that out. And if you go down to here, this is where the brushes are. Yeah. Oh, can't see it with the background. Thank you. Gosh, stupid fix. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's start again. So if you, this is my website. Learn more about the workshop if you want. Scroll down here to here. And this is where you get the brushes from. All right. Dang cursor fix. It kind of looks like Squidward. SpongeBob. Okay, so now we can get these colored. Not that it matters, but we can kind of start them out that way. Okay, so I'm trying to decide on this, how I want to, I think, whoops. Here, I'm going to split this off, actually. Let's put these in a different subtool. Okay. Now, technically, looks like a little legs. That's funny. Okay. So this is where it kind of gets tricky, because I love to work non-destructively, right? And you've heard me say that before if you've ever watched my live streams. I'm a huge fan of non-destructive workflow. I say that over and over again, because if you're working for a production or working on a production, and your art director comes by and he's like, "Yeah, I like it, but you know, you need to change this, this, and this." Well, if it's destructive, you might have to go back. You lose all your work, go back and have to do it all over again. But if it's non-destructive, then you can go back and just fix it. So how I like to use the curve modifier, but if I do that, then I have to have one curve modifier per leg. So since an octopus has 8 legs, I'm gonna have to have 8 subtools and 8 different curve modifiers so I can keep them, so I won't destroy them. So how to reset the symmetry position? I don't know what you mean by that, but make sure you have local symmetry turned off, and it will mirror across the center. So okay, so that being said, I have these two. An array mesh? No, I mean, it would kind of work, but not for, because every leg is individual and I'm going to bend it individually. So it's going to take me some time. It's almost like hair in a way. So each one is unique. Okay, so before I start, I just want to smooth these out just a little bit more and drag them up. Just because I want that taper a little sharper. So I have room for them to connect to that head. That's better. So now I can test it. Before I duplicate these all over the place, I just want to test the curve modifier on them. So, and it'll put a curve modifier on both of these. So here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I go like this, bend curve. Oh, see, it's wanting me to do symmetrical. So I'm going to turn off symmetry and delete one of these. Okay, because I want the curve modifier to go all the way around this guy. Yep, just like that. That's perfect. That's what I want. Okay, so before I duplicate this, now that I have the curve modifier on here, I can set it all up, and then when I duplicate it, that curve modifier will duplicate all the settings across all 8 legs. Okay, so first of all, we have this, the length density, so curve resolution, I guess. You can turn that up a little bit, not too much, maybe like that. You can see these little orange dots. That just means I can grab these orange dots and move it all around. Right, so other than that, it looks pretty good. It's wrapped around the tentacle how I want it. Now I'm also trying to decide how I want to do the tentacles, or the suction cups on the tentacles. So it would probably be smart of me to do it now, so when I bend it, those suction cups will go with it, right? So let's undo this and populate this with suction cups. I think I'm going to straighten this leg up a little bit. There we go. Plan for the future. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to make one suction cup and then kind of duplicate it by hand across the surface. We'll see how that works out. And we're going to kind of make it exactly how we made the breather tubes, or you want to, whatever those are called. You can bury them in the surface a little bit. Okay. I do a group by normals again. Put some support loops in there. Oh, come on. There we go. Is there something in ZBrush like weight painting where you can populate the suction cup similar to an object particle distribution? If that, yeah, you can, and you can use, you can make it a nano mesh. A nano mesh will do that. We can play with it a little bit if you want. Let's see. Okay, just making sure we got this. Since we have time, might as well mess around with it a little bit. I just don't use it very much, so I'd be fumbling with it. I usually, if I'm doing something like this, I would rather distribute it by hand, just so I can get a more designed pattern on there. If that makes sense. Yeah, look into nano mesh. Oh, I want to show you a trick. So this insert, see insert edge loop here. If I turn up the Z intensity, see if I just draw it on here, just like this, it's going to just be flat on the surface and just follow that surface. But if I turn the Z intensity up to like a 6, not very high, then it'll actually add some Z depth to it. Let's turn it up even higher than that. Might be too high. No, it's good. So then it's more like rounded, right? Then we can delete, or we can uncrease all. And there we go. There's our little suction cup. But I kind of want it to go, I don't know why it unhid everything. I guess uncrease all did that. Okay, let's add a few more edge loops in here. Yeah, but see, I don't want it on this one, so I'm going to turn it off. Take this back down to 0. I would just use the interactive elevation, which is kind of fiddly. Yeah. Yeah, I usually use the move along surface normals, the thing that's built into the gizmo. That's, here, I'll show you how to do that really quick. So say I want to move that ring even more, right? I use the Z modeler and hover over an edge, push spacebar and go to Transpose, edge loop, complete or partial, doesn't really matter. And then when you click on that ring, it's going to mask everything off except for that one loop. And then if you'll notice, if I hover over, let's see. Yeah, it's just this yellow, the yellow square. See how it says hold control to inflate? Inflate just means move along surface normals. So if I hold control and then scale it, it will scale on its normals. So that's how you can continue to do that. A different way. Even more ways. Okay, so with this one, I'm going to delete this. Insert. Okay. Shrink this down. Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah. I figured either it would be Michael Pavlovich or Paul talking about nanomesh. Thanks, Neil. Okay. Now this one I do want to come out, so I'm going to turn this up again. Didn't really pop out too much. There we go. Sometimes it's finicky. And it doesn't put the gizmo in the center of this. See, everything is masked except for that one loop, that one ring. But I want the gizmo. Well, I don't necessarily need it in the center, but if I did, I'd just push this button, go to unmasked mesh. It's a hard thing to say. Go to unmasked mesh center, and it'll pop this right in the center of that area. So then I can scale it out from there if I wanted to, but I can also start to scale it and then hold down control, and it will scale along its normals. So that's kind of a better suction cup, I think. Let's insert another edge loop down here. There we go. I need to email Harris Heller and say, stop using the bass line. Oh my gosh. I swear every other song of his has it. Okay. Can you guys even hear that music? This reminds me of Day of the Tentacle. You guys remember that? Okay, I'm going to do auto groups on this. It will get rid of my center line. That's okay. Okay, so see, now that I have this, here, let me duplicate. I'm just going to try something, 'cause since we have time. Let's try something. Let's do duplicate and delete this, so we have just this suction cup here. Turn on the floor, and then I'm going to set this suction cup down to home base down here. and try and get it as aligned as I can from all directions. Okay, I'll even do mirror and weld and across Y. Whoops, no, across Z. There we go. Now it should be, oh, looks like I don't have it correct here. Let me drag it across. Oh, local symmetry is on. See, I don't even listen to my own advice. Okay, let's just do this again. Nope, opposite way. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, so that's that. Now what I can do is basically take this here. Let's do a save. Looks like we still have some mirroring issues in here. See that dark line? And these? Yeah, it looks like let's move these across the center line and do it again. Hopefully that's right. Nope, I moved them the wrong way. I always get turned around when I look at the bottom of the object. There we go. That looks good. Clean. Yeah, you can weld points, but if you do a mirror and weld, then you know it's perfectly symmetrical. Because it mirrors across the center line, so. Hello from Jamaica. Hey, Jace. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I guess we just saved. All right. So we have this tentacle, right? Now let's turn it into a nano mesh. And how you do that, or you can turn it into an insert multi-mesh, either way, but you hit the B button for brush, and then you say create nano mesh brush. You select, oh, you have to have an insert multi-mesh. Okay, that's right. You have to do the insert multi-mesh first. Okay, let's try it again. Create insert multi-mesh. Is it multi-mesh? Let's do a new one. Okay, so now if you look, open B, you can see it right there. Here's my, that's how easy it is to create an insert multi-mesh. That's kind of how I created this one, except for with this one, I created a multi-mesh. So I had a whole bunch of meshes and a bunch of different subtools. And then if you hit that button, it'll make a new brush out of all of them. But since I only have one, I can test this out. See, I can draw several of these suction cups. Because that's my new insert multi-mesh. But now I can make it into a nano mesh. With this one selected, click on create nano mesh brush. Okay. Now if I go back to this guy, let's see. Whoops, come on. I don't know why it's having such a hard time orienting. Okay. See, I can draw these, but we gotta move this off of here. So let's just split it. Oops, split hidden. There we go. Okay, so now this is just a tentacle without any suction cups on it. And I don't want suction cups on the back of it, so I'm going to mask it off, but I'm trying to remember which side gets populated with nano mesh. So let's see. Nano mesh. I don't know what this is. Sign up resources. I don't know what this is. Gosh dang it. I'm trying to remember how this works. I can't remember this part, and I don't want to sit and go watch a video while I'm trying to stream, so I think I might bag it, but unless somebody can tell me that part. Maybe if I pick this one? No. Okay. Trying to remember how in the world. Oh, Z modeler and then from faces insert. Oh, that's right. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Are your classes for 3D Character Workshop live classes or recordings? So there's a mixture. There are it's mostly recorded, but every once in a while I will go live so you can watch and ask questions. So, okay. Before I do this, basically it's going to populate them based on the faces. I just thank you for reminding me. But you'll want to have even meshes, and you can see that all of these are even polygons, and you can see all of these polys are very stretched. So I'm going to want to Z remesh this. Okay, so let's go. Let's duplicate this. Hide the original. Z remesh it. Let's do it at a point. Maybe a 0.2. See what we get. Okay. Are those glasses of yours for eye protection? No. They're to help me see. Why? Okay, let's see. This is, yeah, it's kind of pointy. All right. I'm just going to leave that for now. Okay, let's see. We just have these loose suction cups. Funny. Okay. So we have to define these probably by poly group. See if I can do that here. You know if you define them by masking or by poly group? I'm trying to remember how it goes. I don't know about that end. Maybe I want it to be the opposite. Okay, let's try this. Nano mesh. By poly group, okay. There it is, but that's my cube. So let's select this. Still doing the cube. I'm trying to remember how to define it. Do you remember? Do I have to make a new one with this one selected? Okay, let's try it again. No, let's see. See, it's still a cube, even though I said create nano mesh brush. Why? Ah, see, I told you I'd fumble with this. I don't use it enough. Yeah. I think with the Z modeler brush selected, you make the nano mesh brush. Oh. All right. Well, I'm going to give up on it because I don't want, yeah, people are going to bail because they're like, All right, yawn. I'm done watching this. Okay. Well, I got to figure it out later and do it. Thanks for the help. Okay. So let's just populate this, because now we have this is how I would normally do it anyway, is we'd have this insert multi-mesh. Oh, nice. Yeah, Charles is great. Thank you, Charles. Okay, so let's fill this with this color. Okay. There we go. I'm not going to do too many of them. It's kind of a handful of these. I want to sink them into the ground a little bit though. Hey, what's up, Craig? How you doing, man? Holy cow. Has been a while. Let's see. I need to go to depth and push this down. There we go. Much better. Good, good. Just sculpting characters like I normally do. How's it going with you? Okay, I'm just gonna give myself a little band of color. Okay. So I'm gonna start kind of small. I don't know why this keeps disappearing when I'm dragging these in. I was thinking I had dynamic solo turned on. Maybe smaller. This thing? I'm trying to remember what's doing that, what's making it disappear. Craig, where are you at right now? I mean, not like, what are you? It's a little too big. Like teaching? I'm trying to remember. I know solo mode is activated, but I don't think... Oh yeah, you're right. Okay. Thanks, Near. Too close. Now I can see. Now it won't take me as long. Make some small ones and some big ones. One more, maybe. Looks kind of funny, huh? These obnoxiously sized tentacles, suction cups, whatever you want to call them. Okay, I do want to put a couple of loops down the length of this leg here. But this gave me some weird geometry down here. Huh, maybe I won't. Yeah, I think this will be good. Okay, so let's try. The thing with this is, since the suction cups are different densities than the actual tentacle, it might bend weird. But I'm going to try it out and see. Mr. R, someone just barely asked the same thing. And the answer is the majority of them are pre-recorded videos, and then I go live once in a while. So it's been like every other week to do a 2-hour Q&A session. So yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna put this up at the top here. Oh, no worries. No worries. It's just funny because I don't usually get that question, and then 2 people ask in the same day, so it's a good question. I need to do better at like I need to make a video explaining to people exactly everything you get. Okay, so let's see. There we go, and then axis direction. Okay, let's try this. Hey, it looks nice. Look at that. I mean, the suction cups stretch a little bit, but if you're careful, then they'll work just fine. Okay. Hey, Pradeep, how's it going? Okay. So now that we have this, I was talking before about non-destructive workflows, and as long as with this curve modifier that you can find underneath the gizmo, right? This gizmo right here, gizmo, this gear, you can find it right here, bend curve modifier. So I can go back to that right now and start to move it around. Okay. And like this, you can start to move this all around. Ooh. Yep, this is ZBrush. Okay, so, and then there's some things you can do to each of these points. You can scale them and twist them and all sorts of fun stuff. So as long as you don't go into this gear and say accept, it will remain in this state. It will remain in this editable state. That's why I have to do 8 different subtools, 1 subtool per tentacle. So that's what we're gonna do. Hey, what's up, James? Doing good. Been watching the stream for a little while, and I've searched for the nanomesh trick you were trying in ZModeler. Turn on nanomesh and faces, then select polygroup island, polygroup all. Oh, you press M to select the mesh. Oh, that's the part I was missing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Did you say your name, Jorge? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna give that a go really quick. So I'm gonna hide the one we were just working on. We have this naked one, right? And then let's see, let's define our poly groups. So this one has stretched faces, so they're gonna come in stretched, but that's okay. Okay. So Lila, usually you add texture in a different program. This is ZBrush is more of a digital sculpting program. You can add color and you can sculpt texture with like alphas and things like that. But for actual textures, you will typically do that in something like Substance Painter. Okay, so now that I have 2 poly groups, we'll try this. Okay, so ZModeler, insert nanomesh, push M, and then, oh, I gotta make it has to be its own tool. Okay, so let's do, I'm gonna click on this guy. Okay, and then how you make it its own tool is you click on this Make Polymesh 3D, and it will make it its own brand new tool, and the only thing that's in there is this suction cup. So now if we go back to, whoops, that's old. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Too many things loaded. Okay, so if I go back to this arm, this naked one, let's try this again. Okay, hover over a face, push spacebar, hit. Actually, we're good. We hit M, and we can select it right there. Then click and drag. There we go. There they are. Oh, goodness. Okay, so now that we have them drawn out, it looks like they're blood cells. That's funny. Then you can go to nanomesh. Nanomesh. And so now this is all lit up, and we can start to like adjust the size and the orientation and all of the thing. Yeah. So let's see. Proportional fit fill. And you just start trying a whole bunch of different stuff. Show instances and random patterns. Maybe fewer. I need to make them face the direction. Alignment, align to normal. Short edge, long edge. I don't know why. It depends on how you have them, how you have the original suction cup oriented in the scene. Since I had it facing up, then it's not aligning as it should. So I would have to go back and reorient the suction cup in the original file and then come do this again. So anyway, because align to normal should do it. That should make them face the right way. I think I have to have it facing forward instead of up. But I guess it's hard to sculpt Mickey Mouse. Yes. I actually sculpted Mickey Mouse for Disney Infinity, and I can't talk about the other one. I may have sculpted a different one. So anyway, yeah, it can be difficult. Okay, so we're going to get back to this. And I'm going to delete this one. And I don't need these suction cups anymore. So I'm going to get rid of those. Not duplicate, delete. Okay. There we go. And then we'll do a save as. Octo 2. There we go. Yep, I just did Sneer. Okay, so now that we have this, we can go back to our tool here and see the gear is orange. That means there's still something active underneath this. Now, as long as I don't hold down Alt and move the gizmo, we can still get back in to our bend curve modifier right here, and it's still good. So that's what we want. So now if I want to duplicate these all over the place, I can just duplicate them right here, boom, and it will bring the bend curve modifier with it, which is really cool. So now if I want to get a tentacle on the other side and rotated properly, I need to go back out of bend curve mode, back to gizmo 3D mode, but I cannot move the gizmo away from where it is. I have to bring, oh, come on, autosave. I need to bring everything along with it. So as soon as it gets done autosaving, I think it's taken a while because I have other models in here. Anyway, you can see I can move it like so, and I can, yeah, and I can kind of start to line it up like this. There's another one, and then I can duplicate that, move it, rotate it kind of generally into place. That'll be kind of right there. See how that kind of works. And then another one. See how I have each of these in their own subtool. That way I can keep the curve modifier. Otherwise, it's pretty dangerous and it will delete it and it will destroy it. And then if I have it bent a different way and I try and put a new curve modifier on there, it's not going to work very good. Okay, so before I get crazy with the rest of them, I'm going to start bending these front ones. So I can go back into the bend curve on this guy and just start bending it. So this one comes out and it kind of goes this way. this. I'm looking at this one right here. And I can twist these a little bit. You can see every time I click on one of these dots, it gives me these extra handles. If you hover over them, it'll tell you what it does. See, this one is a twist. And so I can twist it a little bit. And this one is a scale, which will scale it up and down. So I can make it a little bigger if I wanted. This one is a squash and stretch, so like squeeze. I hardly ever use squeeze. It's a little too dangerous. Okay, now let's move it from the side, move it out a little bit. Give that some space. Okay, and then we can grab this one. And I want to put these as close together as I can where it connects with the head. Yeah, cartoony Davy Jones. I used to be able to do a good Davy Jones impression, but I can't anymore. Sad. I need to listen to him again. And if you haven't, I highly suggest playing the Sea of Thieves Disney Pirates expansion that they just released for free. It's really good, and the characters are great. Okay, these are a little too longish now. I'm going to squinch them up a little bit. And yes, it does take some time. It's like hair. Just got to take your time. Do a good job. Yeah, so Lila, you're actually watching the Pixologic live stream. Let's see, you're on YouTube. Yeah, Pixologic YouTube live streaming channel. So Pixologic, they are the makers of ZBrush. Okay, so this one's tricky. See how squiggly this gets? I'm running out of dots to use, right? So wouldn't the dynamic stuff work better for those? No, because I need the control. I won't have the control. Is this a toy? It could be. I mean, I could 3D print this, you know, after I'm done if I wanted to, which I might. We'll see. Okay, so what if I need more resolution? What do I do? There's this little orange handle right here. If you hover over it, you can see it down here. It says resolution, and it says resolution 6. I can pull that handle, and it'll add more dots. So now I can, well, I think I need even more dots. And let's see if I can. Okay, let's see, one more. Maybe this much. Okay, so now what I can do is I can go like this with these and start to bend it more. See that? I love having the ability of adding more resolution whenever I want it. That's super nice. You can see it's starting to stretch these suction cups back here, so I can just scoot these down to make it not stretch them so far. I mean, there's only so much I can do, but try it that way. Pretty cool, right? And if I want to, I can go, see, now there's too many dots up in here. And I can undo the resolution a little bit with this one. Go down, and it doesn't remove, I don't think, it doesn't remove my, yeah, the bends that I've already put in there. so I can get a nicer, smoother bend out of these with fewer dots. It's kind of like going up and down in subdivision level resolution. Like that. Super fun, right? Okay, before I bend this next one though, I want to duplicate it because I don't want to unbend a bend, right? So Admiral, I'm going to do this again. So I'm going to duplicate it again. You'll see what I did. So I'm going to go back to Gizmo 3D. Hey, Steven, how's it going? Found a good one. I see you're sculpting the octopus minions from the Penguin of Madagascar. It's kind of like that, and it's kind of like the one from Pixar's Finding Dory, right? It's a little bit like him, too. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this arm. Now we have another one. Bend it a little bit. Kind of get it into place. Duplicate. And again with this base. I got to get these out of my playlist. So how are you, Steven? Steven's one of my students. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There are a lot of students that watch me. I appreciate you guys coming by and giving me a little support. Okay, so let's do another one. For games, would you have left those straight instead? Yes, absolutely. Because the rigging and the joints would do this part. It would actually most likely be a spline rig for these. Spline is just a fancy name for a curve. Had a heck of a year, but I guess we all have. Yeah. Oh, you bought a house. Awesome. Congrats. Okay, I think this will make 8 right there. That's huge, Steven. That's crazy good. That's quite the step. And you had a kid. Jeez. All the steps. See if I can move this. I had a grandkid. Well, not this year. He's 2 now. Can you believe it? That's how old I am. I'm a grandpa. 2. Not old enough to be a grandpa. What is more easy, sculpt an animal or a car? Well, it depends on what you're good at, I guess, is my answer. If you're good at sculpting animals, animals are easier. If you're good at modeling, I would say modeling, not sculpting. If you're good at modeling cars, that's going to be easier for you. So it's not a matter of which is easier. It's a matter of what you've practiced and what you're good at, I would say. But I sculpted a bunch of cars. I modeled a bunch of cars. I say modeled because it's kind of hard surface modeling rather than sculpting. So yeah, I modeled a bunch of cars for Cars 3, the video game. Why not do both and sculpt an animal car? Yep, like the cat bus. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna put this music within easy reach so I can just fast forward if it does that bass line again. I don't know why it's like dripping water on my face. Da 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 da. Okay. Bendy the curvy. So this one is also super bendy. It's that other side one. So yeah, it's best to get these in you know, generally in place, and then move them from there. Oh gosh. Every song, man, every song. Da 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 da. Okay, so I'll try and get this as close as possible. Some days ago, you tried to sculpt a girl, but you failed. I actually sculpted a pirate girl during my live streams. Was it Neil? Was it last year or the year before? Anyway, she's right. If you look on my back on my shelf, she's right there. You see that right there? And you can, if you want to watch my past live streams, you can go to is it pixologic.com/ZBrush live, and then look at here, I'll just show you. Are there any coupons for ZBrush? Not that I know of. I don't work for Pixologic. I'm just a volunteer here. Okay. Okay, so if you go to, yeah, we're streaming here right now, but if you go to pixologic.com/ZBrush live, and then if you click on presenters, thanks, Neil. You'll see me right here, and there's all these other presenters too, and they all specialize in different things, like cars, like jewelry, like stylized characters like myself, realistic characters, monsters. You can check out the schedule. If you click on calendar, you can see when people are streaming. And here's me right here, and Ashley, she pops in here once in a while. She does awesome monsters. Thomas does jewelry, that kind of thing. So if you click on my past broadcasts and schedule, you can see, if you scroll down, here's some of my characters. You can see all the characters that I've done while doing live streams. So if you go way back, I don't even know. April 3rd, 2017, huh? Jeez. Yeah, it's probably way, way back. I don't even know. There she is. Okay, so this is my pirate girl right here. That's like the end of it, I think. Yeah, she's all posed up. But anyway, yep, I do that one from start to finish if you want to watch that. So, okay. Thanks, Neil. Okay, so I'm going to drag this out and give myself a little bit more resolution, a lot more resolution, so I can start getting these super curvy curves. Do you have a 30-day sculpting challenge for beginners? I really need it. I don't. I should probably do one. I think there's another group that does that. I'm currently re-recording my course, and I'm doing that in weekly challenges. And the first one is about how to block out your characters. So if you join the course, you can partake in that if you're interested. Okay, let's see. Polygon does Sculptober. Oh yeah, that's a character per day, right? Is that what he does? I think Art Heroes is the one that does a beginner one for 30 days. With Marlin. Trying to remember. I actually have a lot of students in Turkey, but yeah, it is expensive. Have you heard of Peak? They're a mobile game company. I have to give a shout out to the Peak. My students from Peak. Oh, you did an internship at Peak. Awesome. Yeah, they do good stuff. Push this one forward, I think. I wish I could grab more than one point at a time. Feature request. Okay, and I'm also wanting to, well, eventually I will, I just leave it, Reza. I just leave it. So then it stays non-destructive. So it will save with the Z tool. So if I save it in this form, or in this state, I can load it back up and it will still be editable. I wonder if I can, no, I can't. I was gonna say, I wonder if I could use Move Elastic to move them, but I can't. I have to be in gizmo mode. Gizmode. So what I'm trying to do, as I was saying, is I'm wanting this to be able to kind of stand on its own if I 3D print it. So I'm going to move the legs up and have them kind of touching on the ground all together. And what I do is I bring this down and use this little white line to help me align things. Like that. This one's getting kind of choked off a little bit. Let me bring it forward. The deformers save in the tool? Yes, they do. I always saved as projects because I was afraid to lose the that history. Yeah, so it's not history. This is a deformer, so it does save with the Z tool, which is really nice. Okay. Speaking of which, I better save this. So what's the tool that lets you do this called? Yeah, it's underneath the gizmo. So if you go to the gizmo right here and see this gear, if you click on this gear, it's this modifier right here called bend curve. And you can just wrap it around whatever mesh that you want. It's kind of like a lattice deformer with benefits, like with extra functionality. When you were a kid, you were afraid of, got a fear of octopus. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, what is going on here? Looks like there's one of these where I lost. See, it's very tricky because it's easy to dump the modifier, right? It's easy. If you, let me just show an example. So I lost the modifier on this one. So if I solo this, see, it's I no longer have an orange gear, so it's gone. So I could probably roll it back to where, yep, see, I reversed the history. That is something that you do lose if you save it as a Z tool versus a project, is the history. I usually save as Z tools because I typically don't need to keep the history, but in this occasion I might, just for instances like this. But you just have to be careful because projects will get gigantic because it saves all the history. I mean, you can turn save history off of projects, but yeah, just be aware of that. Okay. So if I go to the gear now, it's there. But if I accidentally hold down Alt and move this gizmo, see how the orange went away on this gear? That just means I lost my modifier. I can no longer go in there and edit that unless I Control Z back to where it's orange again. So that's something you have to be very careful with. You don't want to move the gizmo by itself, and you don't want to do anything that's gonna break that connection. Okay, I'm 12 hours ahead of you because of time zone. It's 1 p.m. here right now. You must be around India. Is that true? Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to go back into bend curve. There it is. And we can continue to edit this one. I'm going to have this one kind of come out this way. Watched any cool shows lately? It's 12:34 p.m. in Jamaica. I love Jamaica. I need to get, I want to visit someday. I have another friend in Jamaica. I love the accent. Okay, let's see here. Stupid baseline, come on. Try this one. Any cool shows? Let's see. What have I watched lately? I'm still watching My Hero Academia every time it comes out on Saturday. Love that show. Love it, love it. And watch that with my son. I was watching Loki, and that's over. That was pretty good. I think I might push this out and have it maybe curl up backwards. Oh, you're in South Africa, Bob. Crazy. Nice. Let's increase the resolution. Okay, I'll have this. Let's see, this one's crazy. Maybe I'll have that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. My brother's trying to get me to commit to either My Hero or One. I have not watched One Piece, but I have to say, okay, this is coming from a non-anime fan, right? Like all growing up, I was not an anime fan. It was okay, but you know, I was more of a, you know, the Western, like Disney stuff like that, not anime when I was growing up. Even though there was pretty good anime back then, like Akira and Robotech, and I was into oh, what is it called? Where there's 5 of them and they turn into a fiery phoenix. They wear these bird helmets. Another streamer on here modeled one of them. Something Force. What is it called? You guys help me out. G-Force. In the US it was called G-Force, but it's called something else. That was good. So, but I wasn't into it. I wasn't into it too much. And but now, man, there are some good shows, good anime out there. Yeah, Battle of the Planets. Thank you. Cats of Warcraft, nice name. Yeah, I love G-Force as a kid. Still do. It's a good one. So yeah, some of these suction cups are just going to have to kink. Okay. We'll bend this in a little bit. Hey, what's up, Shane? Playing the new Guilty Gear. Has some really cool character designs. Nice. I've been trying to get it back into Genshin Impact because I really love the character designs in that. Speaking of anime. Thinking about what other shows. I don't really watch too many shows, honestly. I watch, you're gonna laugh, but I watch Lego Masters. I'm a huge Lego nerd. I always have been. I'll pull this way out. Try and get that kink. Okay, let's do the same thing with this one. See, it's just taking a while to pose these all nice. One at a time. Yep, that's true, Bob. As an artist, you never stop being a kid. There's nothing more true than that. I call it research. I'm just researching. One Piece has some wild character designs. It's intriguing, but man, the episode. Oh yeah. Is that the guy with like the? It looks like a little fisherman with a little yellow fisherman hat. Is that One Piece? That's what my son said. He's like, don't get into One Piece because it's too much of a commitment. There's too many episodes. Difference between stylized and realistic character? Well, that's kind of a tough question because, I mean, it's a little obvious on the exterior, but I would say the biggest part of it is design. Like realism, I mean, realism does have design as well, but not as much as stylized. And stylized is essentially exaggerated simplification. That's how I like to say it. Episode 985. Oh my gosh, no. I like One Punch Man. I like I think we were talking about this last time I streamed. It's a popular topic. Because people like anime. One Punch Man. Is it The Forgotten Neverland, or what's that one called again? I can never remember the name of that one. I've been watching it for 24 years. Oh yeah, it would take a 24-year. Hey Alec, how's it going? I'm gonna make this one go to the inside. Just to kind of fill that void. And crissy-crossy this way. And I'm a huge fan of anything Studio Ghibli, of course. That kind of goes without being said. Those characters are awesome. Let's bring this one down. Just touch the floor. Touch the floor. Just like to know, can you bend all the tentacles there? Not at the same time. You have to do it one at a time. because they're not rigged. Like it's not, this is not rigged for animation. It's set up for digital sculpting. Okay. That's feeling pretty good, I think. Doing pretty decent time. Okay. Oh. Yeah, Alec, it's gonna be clothing. I like to call it costuming. Oh, Troll Hunters, I'm kind of the same way. I watched Troll Hunters for a while, and I just stopped watching it after a while. Just bringing these up just a little bit more so I can blend them. Okay, so I'm not necessarily going to connect these into the head right now, because once I do that, it's kind of over. I've committed, right? I convinced my friend years ago to get into OP, so I showed him a few episodes at the time, and he was like, "Fine, okay." He read the main, make it to catch up faster, and it worked. Now he can't go a week without it like me. Nice. It's always nice to have a show that you're looking forward to every week, you know? Yeah, for me, it's my hero. I'm kind of making this guy like Octodad a little bit. It's almost done, huh? After how many episodes? 1,000? Excuse me. You can use the merge by remesh. Oh, I know how to do it, Bob. It's just I don't know if I want to right now. Because as soon as I do, it will commit it, right? And then they will no longer be editable. Okay, let's get the derpy eyes in there. Let's do, well, I'm gonna grab this color. Oh, this is funny. I don't, does he has eyelids. I'm gonna sculpt his around his eyes here in a minute. But I wanted to get his derpy pupils in there. Okay. So let's split. Why the base? Stop it. What makes an eye wall-eyed, like not straight, like yeah. If he looks like he's saying "der," well, he's, yeah, that's derpy. Oops, down. Okay, so turn symmetry off, mask one of these, and then make him derpy. Got to kind of align it to the surface. Why not poly paint? Same reason. It's just easier to. It's cleaner. I don't have to take these as subdivided, like as high resolution, and they have a cleaner edge. And I can move them around. Less, again, not non-destructive. Otherwise, I'd have to repaint it if I wanted to move them, rather than just move them. How did I place the reference image? I used Spotlight. There you go. It's kind of derpy. Derpy. Probably have the other eye too derpy. Let's fix that. I want to bring it in just a little bit. It is my son's 16th birthday today. Be driving soon. And then I still use PureRef sometimes, but I like this because I can move it around on my screen. I can change the opacity really easily, and I can eyedrop colors right off of it really easily. I can scale it up and down, bring in a whole bunch. No, I'm not going to Dynamesh it. Okay. I do want to sculpt these eyelid things, though. Give it more betterness. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. More betterness. Okay, let's split. Split hidden. Okay. All right, let's apply this. Joseph Drust went back to the gaming industry. He got a job in the game industry, so he's no longer with Pixologic. Yeah, he just wanted to get back into games again. Is the rumor on the street. I have not talked to him personally. Okay, so let's do stroke. Turn adaptive size off. Thanks, Jace. Yeah, make it more gooder. Good Octopus. Okay, I'm gonna testimate this. Gosh. You know what? I'm turning this music off. Sorry. Bass line's gotta go. Okay. Alright, I'm taking my headphones off. If that's the case. Okay, let's see. So I just wanted to sculpt in a little bit of detail into this, into these eyelids. Give him some upper eyelids. They're kind of wonky. Oh, gotta turn this down. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm using Sculptris Pro now, by the way. Sculptris Pro is dynamically generated topology. So as I sculpt, it's going to bring new topology in. Yep, warbles. And I apologize if you can hear my tummy's growling. I must be hungry. The derp is real. Fear the derp. I don't like that. All right. Maybe turn it down a little bit. I have ambient occlusion turned on. That's what's giving it that kind of dark cut line in there. Smooth it back out just a little bit. I love how he's got these big, baggy lower eyelids. They're hilarious. So here's a trick for you. If you've noticed, or if you've heard me talk about my custom user interface before, I give this away for free. You can go get it on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And when I instruct people on installing it, I always say you should install this on hotkey number 2. And the reason why, to bring up this custom menu, and the reason why is because the number 1 key is already taken, and it's taken by redo last whatever you did. That's what number 1 does. And so I did this stroke, but I wasn't heavy-handed enough. So if I push 1, check it out, it'll do it again, and it'll do it again. So it's almost like I'm doing that same exact stroke over the same exact line a few times. So now I can do a slow buildup instead of trying to do it by hand again and try to match up my strokes. So yeah, that's a fun little tip. See, like this one, I can get it pretty light like this. Okay, and then I can hit 1, it'll just keep doing it over and over and making it deeper and deeper. I guess I was too subtle in that one. The changes aren't big enough. Kind of reminds me of the crab from Little Mermaid a tiny bit. Okay, and I want to puff these lower eye bags out. Yeah, he hasn't slept for a long time. Anyway, my son turned 16 today, and my other son turned 19 yesterday. Crazy. Where does the time go? I want to put another line back here. Not so, I just want a smoother transition back here, I think. I already am, Jace, I already am. I have a 2-year-old grandson. My oldest son is 23. 24? I'm trying to remember. 23 or 24. And he made me a grandpa. I'm not old enough. All right. Okay, I'm gonna bend these. I actually turned 50 this month. I'm gonna be the big 50. Let's see. Oh, thanks. Oh, come on. Stop it. There we go. I just need more resolution down the length of this thing so I can bend it. Add some personality to it. It's too perfect. Happy not your birthday yet. Thanks. I share birthdays with Sean Connery, or I did. I guess I still do, depending on how you look at it. Oh crap, okay. I forgot this had a group on the inside, so when I masked it off, it masked off the interior. I want that to come along for the ride, so let's do this and this. There we go. Try it again. I'm going to do move infinite with AccuCurve. Why is it not working? I turned it down. Okay. There we go. I just wanted it to be a little more smooth, a little smoother, a little more smooth. Hey, Mohammed. Okay. I think that'll do it. All right, guys. That's it for today. So what I'll do offline is I'll merge all this stuff together and smooth it all in and then pose it like this a little bit more and paint these dots and things on here. So that's essentially what's left. But yeah, I need to edit some of the proportions on these things just a little bit more. So, all right, guys. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for another one of my Monday live streams, and thanks Pixologic for having me. It's always a pleasure. So, yes, and sign up for the sculpt off that's coming with the ZBrush Summit. Thanks Nightbot, and thanks Neil for all the links. I always appreciate it. All right, guys. Have a good one, and we will see you all next Monday. All right. And don't forget, if you're interested in learning characters like this, I do a course called the 3D Character Workshop. It's right above my head, 3D Character Workshop. You can go check that out. Grab my free brushes, user interface, and all that. All right, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful week. All right. We'll see ya.